There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Right, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
but I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to...
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her... But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
Welcome, everybody, to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. It's good to be here. It's good to see it. It's been a couple of days. Just, if you are here for the first time, welcome. And thank you to everybody that is returning as well. And we got some very interesting stuff to talk about tonight. I have heard that the Wells had court today. We'll talk about that a little bit. I'm seeing people say, I think Don's in jail. I don't think that he is. I haven't heard that he is, but you never know with him. He's like Otis from the Andy Griffith Show. You never know if the guy's locked up or not. But no, from anything that I have heard, that he is not in jail. Okay, moving on from that, and we'll come back to that here in a little bit. But it's been an interesting 2 or 3 days. I am once again completely cut off from Don. He has blocked me again. And this time it's for different reasons, but kind of the same, the questions he doesn't like, yet he'll answer them, but he won't. But he will, but he won't. And now I please, and mods, if you could as well, I don't want anybody's name in the chat because I don't support these people and these others. So please be respectful of that. Dawn and I, 2 or 3 days ago, had a conversation. It was a text conversation over Facebook Messenger. And it was interesting to say the least, but it was also, it was a back and forth, engaging conversation for the most part. Now, I asked some questions that he ducks and dodges and so on and so forth. And he was very engaged and reading my messages right away and then responding right away. And, not really being as elusive usually as Don is being. But I do. Yeah, I mean, it's in written form. I don't know who Candace told he was in jail. I haven't heard that. If somebody else knows that, then they know it. But I don't know anything about that. It's probably a good place for him. So let me just start off by saying, so Don and I have had some interesting conversations, and right now, and he probably, look, I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm almost positive that is probably one of the last times I will ever speak.
The other thing that you said that I
to Don Wells again
trouble with was when you told Candace.
What is this? Oh, it's down. Must be down here. Hmm.
We're always arguing. I know I don't remember that, but
Okay, sorry about that. Started playing stuff a little bit too soon. Yeah, like I said, I believe that is probably one of the last times, if not the last time, that I'll ever speak to Don again. That's just my prediction. I just don't know. But I doubt it. So let me play for you. I'm going to play you 3 different things to start with. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's in jail. Okay. I'm going to play you 3 different things to start off with. When I spoke to Don, we talked about the 7 alibi statement. Now, listen to how he answers it with me.
There's a couple things that really have always stuck with me, Don, that I can't shake. And one of them is the time that you said that you had 7 alibis and that Candace has none, that she's going
You know
down.
what?
Why'd you say that?
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I said that. But you know what? I don't really want to explain it to you. If you was a real friend, I would sit down and I talk to you all day long. But I feel like I can't tell you anything because you just turn everything around and twist everything.
Okay, but I'm not going to twist the 7 alibis and Candace has none. She's going down.
Man, I really want to tell you, you know.
He never goes on to tell me. He avoids that conversation any further, per usual. And, you know, you can see there's hesitation in his voice. He's saying, you know, I want to tell you, but you're not my friend, or whatever the hell that sentence was.
There's a couple things that really have always stuck with me, Don, that I can't shake. And one of them is the time that you said that you had 7 alibis and that Candace has none, that she's going down.
You know what?
Why'd you say that?
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I said that. But you know what? I don't really want to explain it to you. If you was a real friend, I would sit down and I talk to you all day long. But I feel like I can't tell you anything because you just turn everything around and twist everything.
Okay, but I'm not going to twist the 7 alibis and Candace has none. She's going down.
Man, I really want to tell you, you know.
Somebody said in the chat he thinks you guys are friends. He absolutely does not think we're friends in any way, shape, or form. That's been made clear over and over. The only reason Don ever entertains me and speaks to me is because he's worried about what I know or, what I'm going to talk about. And yeah, there are things that I'm not going to talk about that I would love to, but I'm not going to. But I will say this, after we had that long conversation the other night, and then he blocks me, he goes on the next day to tell the very next day his buddy one of the biggest lies and verifiably that I've heard him say. We had a conversation about something that I'm not going to talk about now, but he went on and told his friends or friends or whatever they are, something about me bothering him at 3 a.m. And it was late at night. No doubt about that. I won't, and it wasn't bother. I sent him a message. He responded. He said he was up watching. I swear to God, he said he was up watching something about, it was like some church thing on like PBS or something. And so where we go from there is, and like I said, I'm not going to talk about that, but what he does is he goes on to paint this narrative the very next day that I am telling him crazy things like something about a slab under his house, that I went to City Hall or the county and pulled blueprints for his house. That never happened. That I was questioning him and saying that I knew something about the slab. I don't even know what the hell that is. I doubt that there's even foundation under there. It was just a lie. But the point of it was to make me seem crazy because he knows that I know things that he doesn't want out. And that's a fact. And don't test me on it either. Yeah, he said I was an architect or something and got building plans and whatever. No, I didn't. If I designed his house, it should be destroyed. Yeah, so I have no idea why he chose. Well, I do have an idea because he wanted he didn't want to tell anybody what we talked about. He won't talk about it. He will not do it. And I don't blame him, right? I truly, truly don't. I mean, he gets really frustrated with me and he says, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you? He's always mad at me. Hold on here. Let me pull this up. Spill the tea then. I mean, that's just not really how it works. I can't. Everything needs to be verified and ran through Ellie, and I'm just not. We're not there. He's not even throwing hints. He's mad that I called him out on something. He doesn't like it. So then he goes to his friends and lies about the conversation that we had, making it seem like it was a different conversation, yet at the same time trying to make me sound nuts. I don't know anything about any cement foundation. I don't know anything about blueprints. I know that he did it. He said that because he wanted to lie, and that's what he does. He incessantly lies. It's a constant thing. He's always lying about tons. He tries to steer you in different directions. Now, from a conversation that I had. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, like he's threat level midnight mad, guys. I'm telling you. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about any of that, and nor do I care. By the way, I do not care about some slab of cement. But let me play this for you really quick. Don's explaining to me what happened in great detail, even though he wasn't there. Or was he? I don't know.
Because Candace was right here with her baby girl, with our boy. It was all here. Somebody snuck up here and grabbed her, and Candace was just on the other side of the house at the time that it happened. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
I just don't see how that could happen with a house full of people.
I know. It seems impossible, but you know what?
And then he never elaborates after that. It seems impossible, but you know what? I don't know what. And you cut off every single little question. He heads it off. Carol says, "Hi, Josh. This is my first chat to you ever." Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. So let's listen one more time. It makes no sense. He's extreme. And by the way, Teresa, so good to see you. I've missed you so much. Great to see you. One more time, and then I have a couple more. And no, I did not get his blueprints.
Because Candace was right here with her baby girl, with our boy. It was all here. Somebody snuck up here and grabbed her, and Candace was just on the other side of the house at the time that it happened. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
I just don't see how that could happen with a house full of people.
I know. It seems impossible, but you know what?
It does absolutely seem impossible to me. And he actually agrees with that. I know. It seems crazy. It seems nuts. You just don't. How would that happen? Really fast, though. This really doesn't have anything to do with the show, except it's a funny soundbite to me. I found it funny. Just listen to this.
If it was an accident, number one, Candace would call the authorities right away.
Well, we already know that he says this. Okay.
Number one. Number two, or number one. Let's put this number one. She'd be trying to save her daughter's life if there was some kind of accident. You know, and I don't forget what number two is, but anyway.
Right.
So he gets confused between 1 and 2. So basically, what he says there is, there's no way that Candace wouldn't call 911. I disagree. Hopefully that's the truth. I hear circus music. Thank you so much. All right, so let's listen to this again because this is hilarious.
If it was an accident, number one, Candace would call the authorities right away. Number one. Number two, or number one. Let's put this number one. She'd be trying to save her daughter's life if there was some kind of accident. You know, and I don't forget what number two is, but anyway.
Right.
I was like, what? Number one or number two. I think he wants to start out at number two, and then he goes to number one. I just like that clip because I think it's like funny. All I get from Don is a lot of bile. Heck, I got hit on the head by meth rock the other day. Just another day on the job in Don's ulcer. Yikes. That's not nice.
If it was an accident, number one, Candace would call the authorities right away. Number one. Number two, or number one. Let's put this number one. She'd be trying to save her daughter's life if there was some kind of accident. You know, and I don't forget what number two is, but anyway.
Right.
Just there was like 3 number ones. We should have been on 4 by then. Whole bunch of exactly. A whole bunch of number 2s, part of a number 1, and then he forgets. What? No, I mean, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Good to see you, Brandy. Let's see here. Now, one of the most damning pieces of audio out there. I know he does. One of the most damning pieces of audio out there is when, to me, when Don said this, I asked him about it.
The other thing that you said that I have trouble with was when you told Candace that you protected her, and then she said, you haven't protected me, and you said, oh, really? And she said, yeah, and then you said, don't go there, Candace. Don't go there. Remember that?
You know, we're always arguing. No, I don't remember that, but
You're supposed to. It's not about you. It's about someone. You don't have to do. It's about you. Oh wow, bitch! Don't even go there. All right, then. I went and had your asshole, and I even protected your asshole. You didn't protect me. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, just don't go there. Don't even go there. Wow.
we're always arguing, and I do try to protect her because I love her. I mean, because I know she's innocent. And I protect her feelings, and I try to protect her heart because everybody has attacked her 100%. Of course, I'm going to defend her because I know she's innocent.
Well, at first.
Oh, yeah, federal. What's up now?
The other.
Interesting.
Oh.
Very, very interesting. Hold on 1 second. Where is... But then I ask you about the time discrepancy. Okay, so another major point of contention with Don and I, besides every other single piece of way to try to live your life and raise your family, that aside, and by the way, Suga, thank you so much for becoming a member and gifting a membership. That's very, very, very nice of you. Thank you so much. Okay, well, just a renewed membership. We love renewed memberships, and we love memberships and subscribers, and just anybody that'll hit the like button, listen, appreciate it. Not a new lab rat, just renewed a membership. All good. Always. Hey, you Mystic Rogue. Always good to see you. Mystic Rogue is a staple on Lab After Dark. If you haven't subscribed to Lab After Dark and you like to hear everything kind of not even behind the scenes, but just like my stupid thoughts, go ahead and sub up there. Yeah, they won't need to, in my opinion. So, remember the time discrepancy. Does anybody remember when Dawn went full nuclear meltdown on me, telling me that there was no time discrepancy and that I had no idea what I was talking about and that it was all made up? Does anybody remember any of that? Just curious. Let's see here. Let me go find this and then we'll play it for you.
But then I ask you about the time discrepancy, and you tell me there is none.
What time? There is no time discrepancy. That's all made up bullshit.
Well,
Wherever you're getting the time discrepancy, that's crazy.
you said you got home at 5:30. That's impossible.
Well, I think I got the call about 5:30 because I think I was at work about 5:30.
I know, but Candace didn't call until 6:26.
Okay,
And then you called a few minutes later.
That could be. So why are you making such a big deal?
Because
about
that's over an hour.
Well, I get that. Okay, I get that. You know, but see, you're missing a lot of points of interest.
How?
A lot of. Okay, for number one, okay, I wasn't really paying attention to what fucking time it was. Number one.
Here we go again with the ones and the twos and the threes and the sixes and the 12s. Number one, there's no time discrepancy. He legitimately screamed at me one night, more than once, telling me that I'm making stuff up or that I'm lying about a time discrepancy. He even understands the time discrepancy issue. He does not want to talk about the time. He hates when you bring up the timeline. He told me that the other day. No, you want to talk about the timeline. That's what he said to me. And I said, of course I want to talk about the timeline. And he says, I don't want to talk about the timeline. Why he doesn't want to talk about the timeline? Your guess is as good as mine. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. He did go ballistic. He did. That's true. That's true. All right, let's listen to this one more time.
There's none.
What time? There is no time discrepancy. That's all.
Here we go.
The time discrepancy. But then I ask you about the time discrepancy, and you tell me there is none.
What time? There is no time discrepancy. That's all made up bullshit.
Well,
wherever you're getting the time discrepancy, that's crazy.
you said you got home.
Okay, so where I'm getting the time discrepancy is from them. That's where the time discrepancy comes from. That's where, I mean, there's an hour, close to an hour and a half that she wasn't reported, if what they say is true about when she went missing. The timeline obviously and honestly does not match up at all. And he knows it, and he doesn't want to talk about it. And that is not what we talked about the other day. What we talked about the other day is even worse. But I mean, this guy hates me, and with good reason. Home at 5:30. There's none.
What time? There is no time discrepancy. That's all made up bullshit.
Well,
wherever you're getting the time discrepancy, that's crazy.
you said you got home at 5:30. That's impossible.
Well, I think I got the call about 5:30 because I think I was at work about 5:30.
I know, but Candace didn't call until 6:26.
Okay,
And then you
well,
called a few minutes later.
That could be. So why are you making such a big deal?
Because
about
that's over an hour and a
Well,
half.
I get that. Okay, I get that, you know, but see, you're missing a lot of points of interest.
How?
A lot of. Okay, for number one, okay, I wasn't really paying attention to what fucking time it was. Number one, okay, I wasn't really paying attention. Like Mr. Chris McDonough wannabe one.
Okay, this isn't about Chris McDonough and your axe to grind with him. Okay, this isn't about him. Between you and I.
And I'll talk to you. Maybe it's trauma. If it is our little girls want to act like, you know,
Don,
okay, then we have never.
No, something, and
Let me play
such
this.
a little
because
bitch.
she knows you're
For a minute,
okay.
please, for a minute. You know what? I think the little kid has a. Oh,
Like that. I
You know what
know.
I'm saying?
I know. I understand.
Oh, they're both lies. That part, but she, okay, I was a 12-year-old boy.
Okay, well, maybe that's not the right part. We've heard enough of that one. Anyway, so basically what he's saying here, and JBL, stop breaking Candace's heart, Josh. When he said that to you, I couldn't help but laugh. Have a dynamite night. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dawn, in my opinion, sees the writing on the wall. At least I would hope so. I mean, this can't go on forever, and it won't go on forever. I'm sure of it. There are people that are responsible for this. There are no other suspects in this case. The only players involved in this case, and don't let these other channels tell you that there is, because there's not. There never has been. There is no outside suspects. It all goes back to that hill. That's it. And you know that, Dawn. And you're a liar. And you always have been. Josh, where is the verified information as to where the boys are? Why aren't people talking about them? Because they're innocent children and they're in child protective services have taken them. And anybody that does that, to me, would cross a major, major line. So I don't know why. Were they there that day? I think so. Yeah. I think so. I absolutely believe that they were there that day. As for the children, when we talk about the circumstances, that surround it, and Miss Tammy, thank you. The circumstances surrounding the living conditions in that house, I personally believe that they're worse than that were ever reported. Now, do I know that for a fact? No, not really. Sort of, everything's kind of up in the air, but I do believe that when these things start to unfold, our jaws are going to hit the floor. And everybody that has protected them and stuck up for them in the most foolish of ways, not even just selling out for that, leaving no hope. They would never do anything to their child. Never. Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. Really? I mean, there's a lot of things that could have gone on. There's a whole lot of things that could have gone on. Let's see here. Single mom. Thank you, Single Mama 4. Very sweet of you. Where did Angel? I was looking at Angel's. Angel talks too fast. Great channel, by the way. Check her out. This super chat makes as much sense as Don Wells does. Is it the 212? Is that what it is? Is that why it doesn't make any sense? Is that why? One of the biggest things that has always stuck out to me in this case, folks, is when Candace says that Summer jumped right up. I mean, she sold it, and she oversold it to Chris. I watched her try to sell that. And if you're watching McDonough, you can see he's taking it all in and he's not buying what's being sold, not even a little. And she is really putting, yes, I do, of course. I mean, where do you think this comes from?
The other thing that you said that I have trouble with was there's a couple things that really have always stuck with me, Don, that I can't shake. And one of them is the time that you said that you had 7 alibis and that Candace has none, that she's going
You know
down.
what?
Why'd you say that?
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I said that. But you know what? I don't really want to explain it to you. I just if you was a real friend, I would sit down and I'd talk to you all day long. But I feel like I can't tell you anything because you just turn everything around and twist everything.
Okay, but I'm not going to twist the 7 alibis and Candace has none. She's going down.
So man, I really want to tell you, you know.
So here's my question to Dawn or Candace. Let's just say that the story that you tell is made up, because I'm 98% sure that it is, probably closer to 100, but just, to leave a little room. And the only reason I say that is just the consistency of the story, meaning it's a simple story. It's an easy story to remember. And 3 grown adults have stuck with this story. One was in the camper. One was God knows where. 2, who knows where Don was. Don says he was at work. I have my doubts again. And there is a lot of somebody orchestrated that story. And I have an idea. I think I know who made the whole story up. I'm pretty sure. But let's just, I can't confirm any of that. But it's a made up story, right? The story that he gives is impossible.
Because Candace was right here with her baby girl, with our boys. They was all here. Somebody snuck up here and grabbed her, and Candace was just on the other side of the house at the time that it happened. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
I just don't see how that could happen with a house full of people.
I know. It seems impossible, but you know what?
Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. But I tell you what, if anybody in the world would question me that my daughter was missing, and I knew for a fact that she was abducted, to let somebody question you that way seems odd to me. What he's trying to do is he is trying to convince me by his words. And he hasn't. And he hasn't been on YouTube. And ever since him and I had that conversation the other night, where it ended very abruptly and with fireworks, by the way, he will now swear off YouTube. They'll say that they can't come on anymore, that they have to focus on what they're doing, because they have literally retreated into their home. I don't know if they've said that they're done coming on YouTube yet, but trust me, they're going to say it. Now, are they going to actually do that? I don't know. Probably not. But when anybody questions anything that has some truth to it, they shut it down. They just completely shut it down. And I wouldn't be surprised if they make some announcement. And by the way, Tim Mullen, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. I'm sure you're watching as you always do, you creep. I mean, seriously, like Tim, you bother me in a lot of ways. And I'll tell you why. Because you're kind of like, you're like a creepy dentist that walks around with a drill, but it's not plugged in. And, you know, Don thinks you're cool because you were born in Vietnam. And you freak me out. Like, seriously, like I don't get it, dude. And by the way, you better hope that you don't know exactly what happened, because you'll get it too. I guarantee you they keep an eye on you. It's weird. I don't get it. I really, really don't. I don't get it. And your little subtle tweets or Facebook posts, like, no one cares. No one cares. You don't intimidate anybody. You frighten people, but that's about it. Just like you wanted to get involved in Brandy's case. We still have no idea where this child advocacy comes from. It seems like a new venture for you. And anybody else that is helping Dawn that has any guilty knowledge may want to run for the hills as well. Wait a minute. I have to update my membership, but I want to miss this live. Oh, that's all right. And Fun to Ski gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. It's very, very sweet of you. It's very upsetting to know. Like, I always figured that Dawn wasn't telling the truth, but to see it play out in my face of what a completely hardcore liar he is. And by the way, Dawn, if you want to say that I contacted you about some concrete slab, if you would like to produce those text messages, please do. Because you know damn well what we talked about, and you don't want to talk about it. So that's why you said something else to somebody else, and you get people to do your bidding and lying for you. That's okay. That's all right. I don't need it. I know your constant thing is, what the hell's wrong with you? That's what he says to me all the time. What the hell's wrong with you, brother? He said to stab me in the back too. You know, just tell the truth. That's it. But he won't. It won't. Tim is so unimportant to me that I have never, ever looked at his posts. The only ones I've seen been with someone else shows him on video. Yeah. Sammy Sparrow. Got a membership. Do you think he actually believes Candace's story? No. No. I have maintained from day one, and will continue until somebody proves me wrong, that they both know exactly what happened. And they're the only ones that can tell what happened. I have a feeling that most people that were there that day could. And I do believe it happened that day. So, you can take up for Don, and everybody says there's not one shred of evidence. There's not one piece of evidence. I would contest that there is so much circumstantial evidence against these people, meaning guilty actions, guilty knowledge, changing stories, not cooperating with police, not talking to law enforcement. All those things are guilty knowledge. All of those things can be used in a court of law. So the fact that there's anybody that says, and if there are people that can defend their actions with an actual debate, with an actual sense of purpose, if you can give a good reason as to why they act the way that they act, well, I'd love to hear it. I would love to hear it. But they're not smart enough to get away with this. They're not smart enough. What have they gotten away with? I've said from the beginning that I believe that law enforcement has been operating under the assumption that Summer is deceased. Now, is that a terrible thing to think? Of course it is. Is it a logical thing? Of course it is. Of course. There's no rush. They are in the midst of a CPS investigation. They are still going to court about it today. And yes, they did go to court today, and it was CPS related, but there were no rights signed or anything like that. At least from what I've heard, but no, there was no rights signed away. There was no decisions on that kind of stuff. And I know that they have an April CPS hearing, but it's all semantics. It's all semantics. They're ordered to go. But they don't want to go. You get what I'm saying? Like they have to go. They have to go through the hoops because it's court ordered. But they're not going to get those kids back. Not even Don believes that. And he told me that. He also told me that CPS, he thinks that CPS, in the midst of our conversation, he tried to steer it a different way. He believes that CPS has stolen, that Summer may have been stolen by CPS and traffic. That's what he said to me. That was a scenario that he laid out to me. What does that tell me now? Okay, so we have everybody being blamed. Everybody's blaming everybody. There's mysterious people. There's CPS is responsible for it. And he said that. I mean, he legitimately said, like, I always wonder if CPS had something to do with this. He said that to me. Like, what the hell are you talking about? CPS? Why would they have anything to do with it? Yeah, they don't. They're not in a rush. Correct. And don't deny that you said that, because I have it. It's laughable. I heard on YouTube that Don is related to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Is that true? I believe that is not true at all. Did I? Sweet. Speaking of felon, you just made it on Dawn's Facebook. Really? Let me see. That's awesome. But I'm blocked, so I don't know. I wouldn't. Did I? That's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I did. It's hard for me to. Trevor, can you send it to me? I'm not friends with him. I know. That's great. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. Don, you want to talk about the 3 lives that you live? It's nothing. It's just a video with my face on it. Don't care. He's an idiot. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sugar. Appreciate it. So, yeah, I mean, you can keep playing this little game, and then I will just come out and just absolutely level you with everything that I have. And I'm not wanting to do that. I'm definitely not wanting to do that. But hi, Don. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Yeah, I know. It's funny because what he does. Oh, of course he is. What he does is he goes and like looks at my titles. He goes and looks at my titles before the show starts. And he gets like pissed off about them. This is awesome. Let's see. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, everybody. So, Big Don thinks that CPS trafficked his children, or trafficked Summer and stole his children. And what that tells me is that he's more desperate than ever. He's even lying to the people trying to protect them now. And it's just falling apart left and right. Yeah, Don, maybe you should post about your missing daughter. Don't worry about me. But you are worried about me. You're pissed. You hate me. You hate Chris. You hate Trevor. You hate anybody. You hate anybody who even challenges your stupid way of thinking. And that's what it is. That's all it is. Your story doesn't hold water. You're lying. And the reason that you're lying is because you don't want your freedom gone. Nor do you want your wife's freedom gone. And eventually when the boys are released from your custodial grips completely, where you have no right to them anymore because the state of Tennessee will deem you unfit parents. And the fact that people stood behind you that know what you've done, that know what you did and know what you were doing tells me everything I need to know about those people. Tim knows what kind of a person you are. Most people do. It's become very, very apparent. So if you want to finish our conversation, please let me know, send me a message, and we can finish that conversation so I can give you a heads up of what's coming. Just a friendly little tip. And, you know, I can feel it. I can absolutely feel that it's on its way. Crime Time says, wouldn't you hate if people were saying you killed your child? Yeah, I really would. Yeah. Yes. Hell yes, you would. I'm out. Okay, we'll see you. I'm a very open-minded person, but there's nothing but them being different as far as evidence. What? Nothing? Just different? That's what you call it, different? Crack smoking parents? Different? Okay, well, thank God for your open mind. It's just ridiculous. I don't know who said it. Pope Don the Turd. I love it. That's so funny. They're different. Right. Okay, cool. Jesse Essex, thank you so much. Bertie says, I think there's still time to make a deal with police for her whereabouts. Yes, different as in abusive, and I know. CPS just opens investigations and takes children from people for no reason. And by the way, did I say that they killed her? No. I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, it's different than loving parents. That I would agree with. Dawn, are you trying to come up here? Like, is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to do? You want to come talk again? You won't come near me, and you know why. You know why. Yeah, they take about 2 weeks. I don't know if he's going to take them still, but we'll see. But yeah, they're his. They're on their way to him. I believe they were in court today. I'm different. I haven't hurt anyone. Don and Candace aren't misunderstood or picked on. We know exactly who they are. I agree with that as well. Hey, everyone coming in late. Yeah, you know what? He did the other day mention UFOs. I'm not even kidding you. He tried to say maybe it was UFOs. Oh, another thing that Don tried to get me to do when we were being good buds, he said, it was funny because he answers a text and then he just writes, hey, like HEY. So he goes back to back, hey. And I just like go, what? It's like, you should try and experiment. This is what he tells me to do. Try an experiment where You make up some elaborate lie and see how many people buy into it. And then when they do say, I made that up, this was a scientific experiment. I really don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. Does anybody know what that means? Yes, he did. UFOs. I swear he said that. Now, I think he was probably just being an asshole, but that's what he did. Yeah, different. Not every day that you see someone lose every child that they've ever had from two different marriages as well. He wants you to be like him. Yeah, probably. He must think we're as brainless as him. Yeah, you know what? I don't know about any videos or anything like that. I certainly don't. But it wouldn't surprise me. You know, like I said, law enforcement has been very, very tight-lipped about this case, and, you know, I'm assuming for good reason. And these kind of cases, especially involving children, take some time. And I'm more relaxed than ever about this case. I used to lose hope and get frustrated about it and so on and so forth. No more. I get it. I absolutely get it. Yeah, the scientific experiment. So I don't know why he would want me to do that. It sounded like a stupid idea. Vet Girl says direct him to contact LE. I've done that. I would gladly mediate the call. Trust me. That's always been my advice to Don and Candace is go talk to law enforcement. Maybe they'll cut you a deal. You don't deserve one, but maybe they'll cut you one. I doubt it, but probably not at this point. No deal. Tracy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm convinced that some of these people are tagged and they've been let out for observation. Nothing else makes sense. Well, there's more. Like I said, there's more investigations going on. You know, Don B has stood by this theory for some time now that when the boys' CPS case is over, that it will take off, that this case will maybe publicly take off more. I tend to agree with that a little bit. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. Absolutely not. No one should get deals at this point. I agree. And he says 8 children, 1 disappeared to thin air, 1 home, 1 in a home for life for permanent brain damage from parental abuse. Poor Don and Candace. Poor Don and Candace. Does anybody know? They went to court today. I don't know exactly, but I'm guessing that it's one of those standard routine checkups. You know, they have to either go submit something or, you know, they get some sort of evaluation, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but it wasn't anything that, you know, meant much today. And so, let's see. Feel like justice is coming. Let's keep the hope. Let's keep the hope. Vet Girl says, keep the faith that justice is coming. Back the blue and have faith in what they can do. I agree with you, and I believe in that 100%. I hope they find a very loving home for those boys. I do too. And Vet Girl, thank you for your generosity and your positive reinforcement in this case. He's not going to come near you, Josh. You ask the hard questions. Don't go with his narrative, and you speak the truth. UCM, Trev, the truth is coming. I agree with that. She was home with her baby girl and boys. Isn't that kind of the problem? It's a huge, huge, huge problem. Would law enforcement be within their rights to interrogate any person of interest? Hard to believe they did. Yeah, you can interrogate until they ask for a lawyer. And like I said, I don't have any knowledge of that. By the way, one of the funnier things is also that Dawn's always saying that they pass lie detector tests. Now, I've never heard law enforcement say that, nor will I. I'm sure that you'll actually never hear them say that. It's just kind of ridiculous, you know. I do not believe that that's true, because it only comes from Don. And he said, the father said this, the father said that, the father said they passed the lie detector, the father said that they did, the father said that. It's never, the sheriff said this, law enforcement said this. It's never anything like that. It's never been anything like that. Let me see here. Love your show. Can't get enough. Love your fur babies too. A big thank you to Josh and family. Thank you. Appreciate that. No, they didn't. No, they never said that they passed lie detectors. Nah, I don't want to talk to him. Josh, Lawson did say they did. Where? Where? I don't believe that they did say that. Trev says, oh, Miss Christine. No, they didn't. Oh, they didn't. I've never seen or heard any LE say they passed, and if they did, why aren't they cleared? I haven't heard that either. I haven't heard that either. I heard Brian Enton say that, but Yeah, that's the interview with Brian Enton. He also talked to Don all that day. The Lab, isn't it true that police can lie to suspects and tell them they passed the test? Yeah, they can. No, Lawson or Earhart never said that. I mean, that's just a lie. That's just not true. I heard Enton say it, but I didn't hear law enforcement say it. Law enforcement never came out and said that. In that interview, Lawson said that they passed. I don't think they did. Yeah. Jasmine, if you can find a tape of Ronnie Lawson saying, or Leslie Earhart saying, that Don and Candace both passed lie detector tests, I will gladly play it on this show. I still won't care, but I've never, ever, 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 ever seen them say that. Never. And Don also told me that they had to take 3 lie detector tests, and it took them over 3 days to do it. All right. I mean, that's what it is. Very end of Brian Enton's interview. I don't think so. Like I said, I don't believe that they passed a lie detector test. And even if LE said that, then they would clear him. If Don had an alibi and passed a lie detector, well, then, he would probably be cleared. I didn't hear 3. Well, I did. I heard it from Don himself. He said 3 of them. Doesn't mean anything. They're innocent anyway. Right. Multiple times. They did. Yeah. He told me that. I didn't see him say it outside either. I just didn't. I don't know where. I don't know. I have no clue where people get this. And if you send me a clip of Brian Enton saying that the sheriff said that they were cleared, I don't want to see that. I've already seen it. They failed drug tests. I've heard that too. Look, unless you guys are seeing something that I haven't seen, but I haven't seen anything like that. Yes, it was 3 times. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter anyway, but I just don't believe it. I just do not believe that. And by the way, I've had this conversation before. So what I'm trying to tell you right here is, unless you send me something from Leslie Earhart, TBI, or Ronnie Lawson saying it out of their mouths, I have never once seen it. Never. ever. Ever. And if that's the best that you can do, a lie detector pass, which, by the way, there's nothing that said it. They aren't truthful, not cleared. Everyone's on the table. There's a table. Everyone is on it. 1, 2, 1. It's hilarious. Let me hold on 1 second. When asked about the lie detector test, Earhart said it's no secret that the TBI has a polygraph unit, but did not discuss specifics. I can tell you that we use that as an investigative tool. In a situation like this, we're going to use every resource and tool available to us. Let me read that again. And thank you, Trevor, for sending me that. For the people in the back. Yeah, look, I just asked. I'm not seeing anything. Maybe the meteor said it. I don't even think the meteor said it. Yeah, well, I do know that they had drugs in their system. Allegedly. So anyway, that was the statement from TBI. She's the public information officer. And her quote again was, when asked about lie detector tests, Earhart said it's no secret that TBI has a polygraph unit, but did not discuss specifics. I can tell you that we use that as an investigative tool. In a situation like this, we're going to use every resource and tool available to us. So, yeah. There you go. Candace did not, I do not believe that Candace passed her lie detector test. You're never going to convince me of that. Never. Not, and even if Ronnie Lawson said it out of his mouth, which I've never heard him say, yeah, Trev, thank you. Appreciate you sending me that in. Hold on a second. Dawn said they wanted her to take another one. That's true. Let's see. Yeah, take it up with Leslie Earhart. I've never heard somebody say that before, but that's actually a nice thing to say. I wish we were neighbors. I love that. I love that. Yeah, if she was high, she probably could pass it. Probably could pass it. Let's see. I bet you my email's full of stuff right now. I bet you it is. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know where this whole thing where Ronnie Lawson said it came out of his mouth. You know what? I did actually, Evil Exists has a video where Summer is thanking somebody for something. And I actually, while I was pulling clips today, I actually saw it. And I had never seen that video before. Sorry, just for what? What happened? What happened? Okay, cool. No worries. They have footage of Kansas City gas station. They called her in and asked her about leaving the driveway. She denied it and left the station. That doesn't surprise me either. Hold on one second. I'm tired of hearing that they pass lie detector tests. Doesn't matter in court. I agree. I have no idea. One second. Yeah, I heard. Yes, I did. No, I heard her say it was like 2 sentences. So I have no idea. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna talk about her development. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Ted Bundy did pass the polygraph. Yeah. Ted Bundy was really smart, though. I have no idea if she did. Kay Sloan, can you email the Lab Rat Army, please? I would love that if you could just send me an email. Yeah, I heard her. I heard her just on the one. That's it. That's all. Okay, I don't want to. Yeah, there's a lot. What was? I wonder why Teresa. What was Teresa apologizing for? Hold on. Let me pull up my. Okay, hold on. I got some information coming in, so just give me one quick second. Give me 1 second here. I'm just want to make sure that. What's this? Let me bring this up really quick, and then I'm going to play something for you here. Yeah, shorts line.
Trailer.
Okay, so the
doors.
let me see. The mark is
In the water first.
2643.
Trailer. And then flowers. While I'm out here, is there anything that you feel is important that you'd want to tell the world that I haven't asked you, that you want to let them know?
Not really, just hope that everybody that's looking for her, that we can find her and bring her home safely.
Okay.
She was very precious to me.
Okay. And the authorities are working hard on this?
Yes, from what I understand, yes.
Okay. And you know, we're going to let them do their job.
Yes, sir.
Right?
That's right.
And you're cooperating, obviously.
Yep,
okay.
100%.
Okay, and now there is a rumor about these polygraph tests. Clear that up.
All right, the first one that I took, and I didn't really take it because they kind of threw me in the back of the squad car, so I was really upset and, you know, just I was crying my eyes out.
Okay.
And so when I got up there to the courthouse, we tried to do it, but I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So we waited a few days, and then I went back and I did it, and I passed it.
Okay.
So that was that.
Okay, and then what about the rumors of this relationship situation with Hunter?
Okay, so she said she really can't. She couldn't do it, but then she went back and then she passed it. Sounds convincing to me. Sounds convincing to me. Very, very convincing. Patty. It wasn't very convincing. Yeah, I believe that she was lying, so. And that I call BS on. I don't know if she was told that she passed it or she says that she was told that she passed it. Oh, well, I don't either. Some people might, though. Yeah, I'll play this.
Summer. And she didn't.
Oh my gosh. Way to go.
This is my husband's room.
Okay.
And over here, well, it's a mess again.
That's all right.
But this is where Summer and little Waylon was. Because Waylon's only 9.
Okay.
And they stayed down here. And these are all her toys, all her Paw Patrol,
All her movies. She's got a movie about the Savior.
The boys I brought back down here after she went missing because I didn't want them upstairs by themselves anymore.
Okay. And this is all her toys.
These are all her toys. All these toys that are down here are all hers, except for like the trucks and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the game system. That's the boys'.
Okay.
But them are all her toys.
And she's really into Paw Patrol. I see that.
Yeah, I've been collecting from day one. And these are all her little ponies that I've bought. And then these are them girls that she likes. Them new fashion, I don't know what they are, little. But yeah, I come down and I searched. I looked up underneath the beds under there. We can't really get on. I can't get on there.
Yeah.
But I looked under there, looked under every blanket I could possibly look under.
Yep.
And then I come over here and I looked on one side, I didn't see nowhere. And I don't recall if this was locked or not. I don't recall that.
Okay.
But I know, it's hard on me. But I know I did come out here and I said, Summer. Because sometimes she'll sit right here and just sit here and play just for, And usually when she comes out and she goes directly that way up to the swing.
Oh, okay, so this is like her.
Yeah, she
come running out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see the path here.
Right to the swing.
Right, you can see where she could have run right up to
and
here.
this is all the further she would go. She wouldn't leave.
Thank you, Brandy.
Okay.
She wouldn't go nowhere else.
Okay. I want to go around this side. What is this blue thing here?
Oh, that was we were putting trash in it.
Okay.
And we did have a trash man at the time, but he stopped running.
Oh wow.
I gotta wash this.
Okay, I'm gonna film around this side. Now walk me through. What's this little?
Oh well, she was gonna lock it. That's great of her. I've seen this. I hate this. It's annoying. Let me take this down here. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow with an all new show. Also, sub to the Lab After Dark. If you guys could throw that up in there, where we have a little fun and talk about other things, just other things. It's always nice because these things get so contentious and upsetting, so thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, and the new members, new subscribers, people that are just watching. Thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up. I would fully appreciate that. Dawn, maybe you should text me if you want. We can talk. I'll be nice.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not really. This to me.
Or you can go text somebody that has been convicted of selling
But I have to put her
drugs that incapacitate
on
other
the
humans.
side and where
I'm gonna do what
For
I gotta do
reasons
for
I'm not
me and
gonna
my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not really. This to me.
It's on Evil Exists page. Go to his playlist, the Summer Wells playlist, and it's on there.
Right. Idiot.
Appreciate it.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
But I have to put her
No Lab After Dark tonight. Tomorrow.
on the side and where with the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not really. This to me.
But I have to put her on the side and where with the boys. But I have to
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
There's a couple things that really have always stuck with me, Don, that I can't shake. And one of them is the time that you said that you had 7 alibis and that Candace has none, that she's going
You know what?
Why'd you say that?
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I said that. But you know what? I don't really want to explain it to you. If you was a real friend, I would sit down and I talk to you all day long. But I feel like I can't tell you anything because you just turn everything around, and twist everything.
Okay, but I'm not going to twist the 7 alibis and Candace has none. She's going down.
Man, I really want to tell you, you know. Because Candace was right here with her baby girl, with her boys. It was all here. Somebody snuck up here and grabbed her, and Candace was just on the other side of the house at the time that it happened. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
I just don't see how that could happen with a house full of people.
I know. It seems impossible, but you know what?
The other thing that you said that I have trouble with was when you told Candace that you protected her, and then she said, "You haven't protected me," and you said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Yeah," and then you said, "Don't go there, Candace. Don't go there." Remember that?
You know, we're always arguing. No, I don't remember that, but
It's supposed to. It's not about you. It's about someone. You I can tell. It's about you. Oh wow, bitch! Don't even go there. All right, then. I went and handled your asshole, and I even protected your asshole. You didn't protect me. Well, really? Yeah. Yeah, just don't go there. Don't even go there. Wow.
we're always arguing, and I do try to protect her because I love her. I mean, because I know she's innocent. And I protect her feelings, and I try to protect her heart because everybody has attacked her 100%. Of course, I'm going to defend her because I know she's innocent.